Think you'll ever go back to Navarra, Seeker?
Why? Are you eager to see me go?
I wasn't, actually. But now that you mention it...
How do you know I wouldn't just drag you along?
Be still, my heart. I've grown on you.
Like fungus.
Today, Mera is heading to see a man about a horse. This isn't good. Okay, you have to take a cursed item back to a shrine near the western fortress. Add it to the to-do list. And this will be really easy, just a lost package. We'll pick that up, get Varric some new armor. But again, we're heading to the farm, and we'll try to avoid those wolves for now. And a missing prize-winning Druffalo. Well, we definitely have to find her too. Just gonna quickly yoink this. Don't mind us, we're definitely not stealing.
So you're the Inquisition, eh? Here you're trying to bring order back. It's high time someone did. Never thought it'd be one of you big brutes, though. Name's Dennet. I served Arl Eamon for 30 years as Horsemaster. I hear your Inquisition is looking for mounts.
Yes, but now she's regretting it.
It is. Can you help us?
Not at the moment. I can't just send 100 of the finest horses in Ferelden down the road like you send a letter. Every bandit between here and Haven would be on them like flies on crap. You'll have mounts once I know they won't end up as a cold winter's breakfast.
You know what? She's gonna stand up for herself. She's had about enough of these comments.
If you have a problem with me personally, I'd like to know about it.
What? I've got no quarrel with the Qunari. No idea how you ride without your feet dragging on the ground. But that's between you and the Mount. My wife Elena manages the farms and Bron's in charge of my guards. They'll tell you what they need. Until then, you deserve something better than whatever knock-kneed plow-neg they gave you. The chestnut over there is a purebred Ferelden forder. Take care of him, and he'll take care of you, Inquisition. Good to see you, Inquisition.
What can you tell me about the wilderness around here?
Got some old ruins in the forest, from long before any king of Ferelden. The lakes are pretty, though when the weather's odd, you hear tell of spirits. Beyond that, my daughter Sienna set up a track just over there. Fool girl likes to race the horses.
You said you were once Arl Eamon's stable master.
Master of the mounts. Fereldans don't appreciate horses like they do in Orlais, but they knew my name in Val Royeaux. My horses took sick less and carried a man longer than any of those fancy prancers they've got. You take care of my people, and I'll make sure your Inquisition is riding right.
You said your wife Elena is in charge of the farms.
Yes. A lot of families work our land. They work for us and we take care of them. Elena knows the farms better than I do. Knows what they need. I imagine not being killed by anything would be a start, though.
The refugees down at the crossroads could use your help.
Right now, any food I give those luckless bastards might as well go to the rebel mages or bandits. Talk to my man Bron. He'll tell you what those folks need to protect themselves. Once that's done, I'll give as I can. I've no problem with charity, long as it's not wasted.
Farewell.
Watch yourself, Inquisition. It's ugly out there.
Well, if you don't mind charity, then you won't mind us looking around a little. Look, Varric. Alright, we will talk to everybody on the farm, but right now let's go rescue that Druffalo. We followed the path down to the river, We're just gonna avoid that rift over there because we are not ready for what's about to come out of it. So we'll take the long way around. Well, we found Druffy.
Elena was right. Something has driven these animals mad.
The breach may have driven them mad. Or perhaps a demon took command of the pack.
Okay, now that Druffy is safe, we have the super fun task of guiding her back to the farm. So we have to move ahead, but not too far ahead, or else she won't know to follow. So just a nice leisurely stroll. Yep, more of this. Then once Meravis got closer to the rift, she ran across the river, hoping that Druffy's still behind us. Maybe. There we go. Oh, nope, don't activate that. Still coming? Yeah. Okay, all good.
By the end of Hardin Hightown, almost every character is revealed as a spy or a traitor.
Wait, you read my book?
It was in the Inquisition library. Everyone but Donnan turned out to be in disguise. Is that common?
Are we still talking about books, or are you asking if everyone I know is a secret agent?
Are there many tricksters in dwarven literature?
A handful, but they're the exception. Mostly they're just honoring the ancestors. It's very dull stuff. Human literature. Now there's where you'll find the tricky, clever, really deceitful types.
Curious.
Not really. Dwarves write how they want things to be. Humans write to figure out how things are.
Now a little shortcut down into the pasture. And then we just wait. Success. Safe and sound. Let's go tell her owner.
Thank you. I appreciate you finding her, and I'll see to it that this never happens again.
Yes, please do. And now we'll go mark the rest of the watchtower locations. Oh. Villa. Must be that mercenary fortress mentioned in the other note.
I've wondered, how did you know to approach us, Solas?
Now, Cass?
The breach opened. We were scrambling and barely had time to think. And there you were.
I went to see the breach for myself. I did not know you would be there.
You must not have been far away.
I was not. I'd come to hear of the conclave, but did not want to get close.
Lucky for us, then.
Yes, lucky.
You really spend most of your time in the Fade?
As much as is possible. The Fade contains a wealth of knowledge for those who know where to look.
Sure, but I don't know how you dream, let alone wander around in there. Especially when the shit that comes out of the Fade generally seems pretty cranky.
So are humans. But we continue to interact with them. When we must.
A smuggler working with the Templars, named Tanner. We'll have to find her when we go to Redcliffe.
I think it's time you stopped playing the wounded party with me, Varric.
Ignoring the times you actually wounded me?
I did no such thing. I questioned you and then brought you to Haven so you could tell your story to the Divine.
What then? Thanks, Varric. We believe you. See you around.
Do not pretend to be an innocent bystander. I could have done far worse, with full justification.
Oh, yes. Thank you for not torturing me. I'm so much happier now.
So we found the villa. Feels a little weird to claim it when we haven't cleared it out yet, but why not?
Have you heard from any of your Kirkwall associates, Varric?
You're asking me? So you don't read my letters?
You're no longer my prisoner, much as you like to act like it.
Yet I still get all the suspicion.
I am not without sympathy, especially given recent events.
Why, Seeker, I would never accuse you of having sympathy. By the way, I tend to refer to my associates as friends. Maybe you're not familiar with the concept.
more Carter stuff. We'll put all of that on the back burner for a little while. That's right, we're a threat to your operation. Watch out, bandits. Now the last item on our to-do list is to return this cursed whatever it is to this shrine. He's fine.
One down!
It was just one rage demon. We've taken on worse. And now we're gonna head back to Haven, build our watchtowers, and finally get Horsemaster Dennet's help.
Did you really think the Conclave had a chance of making peace, Seeker?
You do not?
What was the Divine's plan? Bring everyone together and hope really hard they would all get along?
Most Holy did not confide her plan to me. Perhaps she thought they were tired of death and conflict.
Now, when has that ever been true? For Templars or mages?
I will not mock a dead woman, Varric. She did what she could, and that is more than most.
Your kind killed the Most Holy.
Lies. Your kind let her die.
Shut your mouth, mage!
Enough!
Knight Captain.
That is not my title. We are not Templars any longer. We are all part of the Inquisition.
And what does that mean, exactly?
Back already, Chancellor. Haven't you done enough?
I'm curious, Commander, as to how your Inquisition and its herald will restore order as you've promised.
Of course you are. Back to your duties, all of you. Mages and Templars were already at war. Now they're blaming each other for the Divine's death.
Which is why we require a proper authority to guide them back to order.
Who? You? Random clerics who weren't important enough to be at the Conclave?
The Rebel Inquisition and its so-called Herald of Andraste? I think not.
So far, you're the only one who's insisted we can't work together.
We might, if your Inquisition would recognize the Chancellor's authority.
There is no authority until another Divine is chosen.
In due time, Andraste will be our guide, not some dazed wanderer on a mountainside.
How widespread is the violence between mages and Templars?
Impossible to say.
Your organization flouting the Chancellor's authority will not help matters.
With the Conclave destroyed, I imagine the war between mages and Templars is renewed with interest.
The mages and Templars are fighting, even though we don't know what really happened at the Temple of Sacred Ashes.
Exactly why all this should be left to a new Divine. If you are innocent, the Chantry will establish it as so.
Or we'll be happy to use someone as a scapegoat.
You think nobody cares about the truth? We all grieve Justinia's loss.
But you won't grieve if the Herald of Andraste is conveniently swept under a carpet.
I'll make sure they see reason in Val Royeaux.
I pray you're right.
O Creator, see me kneel, for I walk only where you would bid me.
Rumors of a way to reverse the right of tranquility.
Sing
Yes,
only the words
I
you
have heard them
place
as
in
well.
my throat.
Would you wish to have yourself restored?
I do not believe that would be wise. The number of demons present might leave me vulnerable to possession. I might also experience feelings of discomfort over events that occurred while I was in this state. I can survive in this fashion. If
Let
I were
all
made
repeat
whole
the
again,
chant of
I might
light.
not.
Only
It
the
is a
word
terrible
dispels the
bargain we
darkness
ask
upon
you
us.
to make.
Real.
Greetings, Herald of Andraste. How fares your quest to seal the breach?
I'm doing everything within my power.
A task such as closing the breach is a heavy burden. I hope you do not carry it alone. We remember Andraste, But Andraste did not carry the Chant of Light alone. She had generals, advisors, even her husband for a time. Do everything within your power, but remember those who would help you.
No pressure.
You keep talking as though I'm the equal of Andraste. Do you know how unnerving that is?
I can only imagine. But we are all given to our purpose under the Maker. A sword does not ask to be forged. And frankly, if such a comparison gives you pause, I do not see that as a bad thing. In any case, I pray this Inquisition proves less brutal than its predecessor.
I don't believe I've had the chance to speak candidly with the revered mother. Can you tell me about the Chantry?
Of course. Too many think that the Chant of Light should only be sung by humans. The truth is that knowledge of the Maker and Andraste should be open to all who wish to learn of him. We believe the Maker created us, and that mankind's sinful nature caused him to turn away. With Andraste's blessing, the Maker will forgive mankind once the Chant of Light is sung from all corners of this world.
Why does the Chantry allow only human women to become priestesses?
The official doctrine is that elves and dwarves have turned further from the Maker than humanity. And as for men, the chant holds that they are more vulnerable to anger or passion. But in truth, it is simply political, added after Andraste's death, like too many of our beliefs.
If you don't believe these restrictions are what Andraste wanted, why haven't you tried to change them?
Has the current state of the world not taught you the folly of fighting too many battles at once? I chose to use what power I had to help peasants forgotten by the nobles of Orlais. I believed there would be time to address their inequality under the Chantry once we had saved them from starving.
What is your stance on magic?
Andraste put it simply. Magic must serve man, not rule over him. However, those words must be put into the proper historical context. Andraste led a rebellion against the Tevinter Imperium, whose magisters controlled most of the world at the time. Even then, she never called for all mages to be put to death. She believed in peaceful coexistence.
I don't recall the Chantry being as tolerant of magic as you describe.
No. The Chantry is an imperfect vessel, pulled in every direction by those who would steer its course. Yet the Templars rebelled precisely because divine Justinia was not restrictive enough. Perhaps the Inquisition will find a better way.
Farewell.
Make her go with you.
One more question.
I greet you.
Do you know who the Grand Clerics will choose as the next Divine?
It is a difficult decision. All the obvious candidates perished with Divine Justinia at the Conclave. The Grand Clerics are terrified of the Inquisition. They will not decide soon, and I fear they will not decide wisely. Whoever is chosen needs the Inquisition's support. No one else seems likely to seal the breach.
That's enough.
Farewell.
Farewell.
Okay, we've got some perks. I think all of the knowledge perks are probably the best, and I try to go for them as soon as possible. But we need deft hands, fine tools to unlock some of the more advanced doors, and we can only get that with 4 points under the secrets category, which we're not quite there yet, but we can start adding some stuff in here. And now let's see what new mounts we can get. Alright, watchtowers first. Sure, we'll have Cullen and the forces do that. unicorn. Trippy.
Let's see what we have.
Inquisition charger. Let's send Josephine. And the red heart. We already sent one of each, so it doesn't really matter. Sure, we'll do Cullen. Why not?
To work?
Now let's go check them out.
Have you seen the Horsemaster Dennet send the Inquisition? They're magnificent.
Better than what you ride in Arnsberg?
Well...
Oh, you noble boys never change.
Feels good to be back at work, Inquisition. And lucky you have me. In lesser hands, you'd be in trouble. Haven can't support the mounts you need, but I can.
How are your charges? Well supplied?
Haven is groaning under the weight. It wasn't built for this, but we'll make it serve.
Heard anything worth noting?
Too busy to hear things, and that's how I like it.
Fair enough.
Farewell.
Make her be with you.
So we got our regular horses. There's our charger, fully armored.
Though you had granted them power over the very Fade itself.
The red heart. I like that one. And the bog unicorn.
That'll do fine.
Whoa. Okay, Ash is definitely going to use that one. But which one will Maravas use? Maybe this one? It's used by the Qunari military.
Inquisition?
They destroyed nothing. Created nothing.
I think she'd like the red heart more. It's prettier, more pettable, you know. And
that'll do fine.
Really cool horns. Wait, on deer they're called antlers. You know what I mean.